In any moment, President Biden will land in Connecticut for the National Safer Communities Summit, an annual gathering for gun reform that was started after the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary. Today also marks 1 year since the first major gun safety bill passed in Congress in 3 decades. But overnight, more gun tragedies. Police say the 2 men shot as the Denver Nuggets victory parade was wrapping up were specifically targeted. And in Ohio, a county sheriff says that 3 young brothers, ages 7, 4, and 3, were shot and killed by their father. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have now been more than 19,000 gun deaths this year alone in nearly 300 mass shootings. Senator Chris Murphy led negotiations on the bipartisan Safer Communities Act. He joins us now live from the University of Hartford, which is hosting the president today. Senator, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. The White House today announcing steps that it's taking to expand youth mental health investments under that law you helped pass. You spoke with the president this morning. What are your goals for today's summit?
We're really excited to have President Biden here in Hartford with us. We're proud of the law we passed last year. 30 years we did nothing when it came to protecting our kids and our communities from gun violence. And last summer we passed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It includes 5 major changes in American gun laws, but it also has $15 billion in it for school safety, community anti-gun violence programs, and mental health investments. And so I'm glad that the president announced today that they're going to make it a lot easier for schools to get access to that funding. What I want to do today with the president is really celebrate the progress we've made. We're passing laws at the federal level, at the state level, at a pace we haven't seen in 3 decades. And I believe we'll ultimately pass universal background checks and assault weapons as the president calls for. But you've got to, at times, stop and celebrate the progress we have made. And that's what today's summit is all about. I think that's a big part of the message that President Biden is going to bring here in about an hour.
So it's been about 3 months since President Biden issued his executive order for Attorney General Garland to clarify that anyone engaged in the business of selling firearms, and that move would, of course, increase background checks. When do you expect to see the feedback on whether or not this implementation is working, and do you think it's enough?
Well, it's certainly not enough. What the president has said is that he's going to get as close to universal background checks as he can under the current law. We changed that law last year. We clarified who has to perform background checks with the idea that more individuals who are selling, maybe a dozen guns online or at a gun show who right now don't get licensed, and that means they don't perform background checks, and that means they often are selling guns to criminals and people with serious mental illness, they get licensed. And so this change in the law that we did last year allows the president to set these new guidelines for who has to get licensed, who doesn't. That's going to mean tens of thousands of more background checks done in this country, less dangerous people getting guns. I'm hopeful that we'll see that rule come out from the administration later this year.
Okay, so let's talk now about those statutes that you were talking about, codifying some of this. And polling does show broad support over what is often called common sense gun reforms. But Majority Leader Schumer so far has not committed to putting any of this legislation on the floor. We're putting up the numbers on how what Americans say about things about criminal background checks. 87%, 81% improve the enforcement of all existing gun laws. Raised the legal age to buy a gun to 21. That's 81%. These are all 70% and above. I know that the Senate is resistant to hold what the House does all the time called messaging votes. But do you think we're at a stage now where the Majority Leader needs to put these bills on the floor so that you can get both Republican and Democratic senators on the record when it comes to reforms like these?
So this law, of course, is just a year old, and a lot of our focus, those that have been at the forefront of the anti-gun violence movement, is on implementing that law and getting it right, because getting that law right is the fastest, quickest way we can reduce gun violence rates. You mentioned some of the horrific shootings over the last 24 to 48 hours, but there's actually some interesting good news over the first 5 months of this year. Gun violence rates in the biggest American cities are coming down. It looks like potentially by 10% or more. That's in part because we're implementing this law. And so that has been most of my focus and Senator Schumer's focus for the last year. But I think there is a sentiment that if we can't make bipartisan progress, building off of what we did last year, then we need to take some votes in the Senate. In particular, we need to show where senators stand on the issue of universal background checks, the most popular measure. But my priority is always to try to find Republican and Democratic agreement. That's the only way that anything actually passes right now in a government that is of split control. But if we can't get that agreement over the course of the next few months, I think at some point we will take votes in the Senate.
And do you think that you would get 51 Democrats to support a measure like universal background checks?
I think not only will we get all the Democrats to support expanded background checks, but we will also get some Republicans as well. I think there are a lot of Republicans in the Senate who don't want to vote on background checks, especially because they know how popular it is. Frankly, there's some Republicans who probably don't want to vote on assault weapons as well, because that now enjoys 65% popularity in the American public. So let's focus on trying to get a bipartisan agreement. If we can't, then let's show folks where people stand. I think that'll be important.
Okay, Senator Chris Murphy, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much.